Hello and welcome back to another couple Alliance Wars. We're coming down to the last week of the season. For Loki is sitting in pretty good shape. We need one win to ensure ourselves a Masters Top 20 finish. 2 wins may get us up in the Masters Top 10. Of course, 3 would ensure that. But this first war up, war number 10, is going to be against PBT. I've only got 3 fights in this one, so a relatively quick war. Done this fight before this season. This is going to be Angela versus Immortal Abomination. Throw on the Odin pre-fight, so she starts off really, for the most part, debuff immune, or at least damaging debuff immune. It's going to start off a little bit slower because it does have masochism over time, but I also know that Immortal Abomination is going to put on his own poison debuffs, so once a couple of those stick, Angela is a global attacker. He's going to kind of heal block himself, so it's just a matter of playing around, just being safe until that sticks, and then you can go in, and it's pretty much a standard kind of Angela fight. 5 hits, back off parry, 5 hits, back off parry, bait specials, and really the goal on this one is to bait his special 1. Very easy to evade. It does put the petrified debuff on there, so it's constantly through willpower healing, keeping me up at full strength. Do take a couple little hits there, pushes him to a special 2, and I'm going to slow this down just so you can see me get tagged by the end of the special 2 when I don't dex correctly. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage to me. The poisons don't stick because of the number of buffs that I have. So, relatively, straightforward fight. Took a little bit of damage there that I really shouldn't have. Right now, it's just a matter of baiting out that last special 1. I had debated at this point whether I was going to let him throw it and then dance around and heal to a full yellow bar. But I decided just to play it safe and finish him off right here. Okay, and the next fight up is going to be Human Torch versus Mephisto. Now, this one, nothing real difficult here. Using my flame on Human Torch, pop out, make sure it sticks, go back in. It's got the hit counter Fury, so if I don't follow the hit prompts, it's going to give him a Fury buff that will increase over time. He is a global defender, and this node does have the masochism over time. Now, the conduit and masochism over time have an interesting interaction, and I didn't find out about it until after this fight. To where he gets one of the conduit debuffs on him that is taken away by masochism, and the heal back that he does through conduit stays on, because you'll see here, the first couple seconds I'm going to parry a few times to get my temperature up, get my smolders up. So we're 10 seconds in, I go ahead and start doing a few hits, and you can see here he's melting pretty quick. He is healing back some on my attacks because of the energy damage I'm doing, but you can see there, a few seconds in, down to 35%. Plan going in here was you did see that I threw on an invulnerability boost. I was just going to push him to special 3s. So, here I'm feeling pretty good. 30 seconds in, we already got him to his regen. At this point, it's just a matter of a few more hits probably, and it should finish him off, because if you look at my smolders, I'm up in the 60s, 70s. He's got his aura up, so it's just increasing my smolders. I've got, 7, 8 power stings on him, so if he does throw special, he's going to do a lot of damage to himself. But if you look at his health bar, it is bouncing back and forth, very, very fast. He is healing up almost all the damage that I'm doing. First 30 seconds, took him down to 35%. The next 30 seconds, took him down to 40%. So, only 10% there. So what I figure about here is I'm just going to let the incinerates I place on him and the power stings do the damage from here on out. So, we've got him up to 3. I'm going to back off, try and get him to throw a special 1, and he finishes himself off. Really weird interaction, and fortunately it wasn't a difficult fight. It wasn't anything that I had to really work around too much. BMG has an interesting video out where he really had to do some working around that issue. The next fight up is going to be Sam Wilson on the Rich Get Richer power node. Nothing here on this fight to really worry about. It is going to be, once again, that standard Angela fight. Angela's going to be the one gaining the power. She's going to be the one getting, taking advantage of the node, because of all my buffs on. And, really going in, all I have to do is bait special 1s. It's a lot easier to evade than his special 2. And, just not get hit and die. So, standard parry, 5-hit combo, parry, 5-hit combo, bait special 1. And I'm just going to speed this up to avoid some of the boredom. And we've got him down to 12% here. Bait this last special 1. Was hoping a 5-hit combo would finish him off. It didn't, so I'm just going to finish him off with my special 2. Clean war for me. Unfortunately, we did go on to lose this war versus PBT. It was really close, but does not help us for the season. So now, we're coming down to the last 2, with one being a must-win. The other would be nice just to be able to finish the Masters Top 10. So now we're going to move on to War 11. A lot more fights on this war, or in this war, sorry. Going to be on path number 9 in section 1. And this first fight up is going to be Angela versus Killmonger. You can see here, because I know we have to win this, I am boosting as big as possible. I throw on invulnerability boost just in case. I've got my Odin pre-fights on, and really the plan here is to throw my specials to break his armor to remove the reverb damage that he does. So, at the beginning I'm not going to be able to, so, and it's not too much damage there to start. And the other thing is I'd much prefer him to throw his special 2 than his special 1. I find it much easier to evade his special 2 than the dagger tosses on the special 1. So here we are, going relatively good, keeping most of the reverb damage away. I know I'm going to have to heal up some after this fight. There's just not a whole big way around it. There you can see I've got reverb on him. It ticks me down a little bit more until I can get to a special with the heal, the armor break on. He does throw a special 1 there. But Angela is hitting fairly hard at this point. Isn't too bad of a fight. Get through it clean. Have to use a potion. I have to use a potion. This war is all about, finishing with full attack bonus. I am not worried about the cost. I am not worried about how many potions, anything like that. So this next fight up is going to be Red Hulk versus Ebony Maw. What you'll see here is I'm going to hop out. I'm going to do a quick mastery change. And I'm going to turn off dexterity just to, eliminate the MD5 factor that I'm sure he has got, and that extra power gain. I want to keep him into his special 1s. I want to heavy counter his special 1s, and really the whole thing on this is just kind of watch for the falters. Try to keep it, relatively safe, so I'm not degenning, too much. It is Red Hulk versus Ebony Maw, so it's not a, not a bad fight. It is a good matchup for Red Hulk. There we go. So he throws his first special 1, heavy counter, just like I'm supposed to. I did get the Fury buff on me, so, I am going to degen a little bit here when he throws his next special 1. Another heavy counter, and just really keeping his focus buff off. I'm feeling really good. 30 seconds in, he's down about halfway. Really not a bad fight. I don't know what happened there. I think I tried to dex away from that last hit and got hit. But, we've got, 10 of his heat charges up. I take another couple of hits there. Finish off the indestructible boost I had on there. I miss a heavy counter, so now I've got to worry about the falter. So really the plan here now is I just want to get to my special 3, and I want to throw that to finish him off. Didn't quite finish him off, but the secondary damage at the end will take care of that. Okay, 2 fights, 2 fairly clean. The rest of the fights up in this war are going to be using Angela, so don't need to worry about healing Red Hulk up. So this next fight is going to be against Void on node 22. You're going to see that I'm going to quickly go back in. I'm going to turn Dexterity back on, and then we're going to jump back into the fight. And we're going to move up to Void. Now this fight has got Hazard Shift on it after I heal up, and that's really the kind of the biggest thing to worry about on this node, and Angela's going to eliminate that. So I don't have to worry about the Hazard Shift and getting the debuffs on. Really, the only thing I have to worry about is Void himself, making sure I don't get any of his debuffs on, or if I do, I can get rid of them quickly. So, you know, it is a little bit longer fight. It's got aggression, prowess, insult to injury, you know, so if I do get a debuff, you know, I've got to be careful of my parries. But the plan here is to stay on sequence, you know, stay on the kind of what I call my void hit counter, which you'll see here that I do is I do a 5-hit combo at the beginning, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do 4 hits. I'm going to stop at 9. I'm going to wait for his debuff to start ticking on me, and then I can hit him again to get that 10th hit to remove the debuff. And that's kind of the plan going through this whole thing. I want to stay on that sequence. Here I am at 19. We're going to wait. Now we'll get our parry, and we take it off. So as long as I can stay on that sequence and keep that going throughout the fight, it's a relatively easy fight. You know, he does have a lot of health, so, you know, a lot more chances to kind of mess up and get off that sequence. But, you know, through the first several cycles, I am perfectly on. So I throw a special 3 here. And this is kind of where I messed up that rotation a little bit, because it, you know, changed the hit sequence a little bit. So, you know, instead of just being in that parry combo 5-hit, you know, here we go. I get hit on a dex back. So that really throws off everything now. Now I've got one of the debuffs on me. I've got to get to 10, and then another 10 before the next one comes. So you can see here, I've still got that debuff on me. It's rolling around to his next one. I finally get that one off, and then I land it, you know, another one. So, you know, we're way off sequence. I get hit a couple times again, and I'm starting at this point to get a little worried, you know, that he's got, you know, 20% health left. I'm going to have 2 debuffs on me. I'm going to be ticking fairly quick. Fortunately, it's 2 of the same, which, you know, still does damage, but, you know, he doesn't, you know, land a petrify on me or anything like that, which would really have ticked me down very, very quick. So now here, I think I just need 5 more hits, or 4 more hits, finish him off. You know, once again, wasn't clean, but I did come away full attack bonus, so that's all that matters. It's just a matter of potions from there. So we're through the first 3 fights. We're going to move ahead into section 2, and I've got some interesting ones that I haven't taken before, coming up in section 2. Going to be on path 1, and the first fight up is Terrax. He is a global defender, so, you know, he is going to heal up some until I can get a heal block on him. And this node does have where if you dash back twice, he also regens. And this one gets interesting because you'll watch his health and how it kind of yo-yos. You know, when I have the heal block on him, I'm doing great damage and taking him down relatively quickly. You know, when I don't, he is healing up pretty darn fast. You know, not too worried here at the very beginning of the fight. I do have a combat regen boost on just to kind of overcome some of the damage from his aura, you know, his rock stacks and all that. So, you know, here we go. Throws his first special one. You know, and you can see I haven't really done any damage yet. You know, he's healing up everything that I'm doing to him. You know, plan here was to, you know, kind of throw special 2s. I don't know why I didn't do it right there. So, or right there. So you can see, you know, really we're 45 seconds in and I've not done but 1% damage to him. You know, so I'm going to throw my special 3. And now he's got the heal block on him. So now we can do a little bit of damage. you know, while of course avoiding as much damage as possible from his aura. And, you know, just going to throw more specials now. So, you know, you can see there, you know, kind of the opposite of the Mephisto fight, you know, where the first part went really fast. This next part's going to go a little bit faster. Even though you did notice there, you know, when I did not have the heal block on, how much he heals up. You know, he heals up, you know, quite a significant amount. So here we go, we're going to get the heal block on him again. Take him down to 30%. Down to 17%. Have to bait one more special. Now he gets a regen. Back up to 30%. Get a heal block on him. Heal block drops off. Up to over 30%. So you can kind of see how this ebbs and flows here. And, you know, unfortunately, Angela's armor breaks do not last a real long time, and when you're having to deal with the rock field and things like that, it really makes it a pain that you're trying to keep the armor breaks on and stay away from his rock field at the same time. So, you know, I'm down here to 50%, and I'm just not making much headway at the very end. Finally get an armor break on. He does not have a special that he can throw. So now I finally feel like I can finish this fight off. You know, he's down to 2%, hit into his block a few times, finish him off, get through it. Have to heal up again, but, you know, like I said, full attack bonus is all that matters. You can see here, I go over to the team ones. You know, I'm worried. You know, I'm taking a lot of chip damage. Got 2 fights left. If something goes wrong, need to make sure that I am able to heal up as I need to. So this next fight up, you know, going into it, you know, I know, you know, what I need to do. You know, once again, throw my specials, keep the armor break on him, keep his healing under control. You know, he heals up a lot on his own. Then you've got the N.E.W.N, but you can see here at the start of the fight, you know, I should have started with the Odin pre-fights, you know, which is 3 buffs that it sticks on me plus my armor buff, which would give me a negative 140% nullifiability accuracy. But he nullified all 4 of my buffs. It doesn't really affect much here at the beginning, but what you're going to see here, you know, so this first part of this fight going relatively well. You know, Toad has his heal on now, so I just need to get a armor break on there. Okay, so we had 4 armor breaks there, we had 4 buffs. You know, still going really, really well, down to 30%. He does have 3 heal of his own heals on. Now he goes unblockable for a little bit. I get tagged a couple times. And now I get another armor break on. Okay, and we're sitting at, you know, 5 debuffs, 4 buffs, which puts on 4 debuffs. Okay, now he's at his special 2. He's at 16%. We're a little bit over a minute in. Now the end of this fight gets crazy. Okay, he's at 3%. Got a heal block on him. Heal block falls off. Okay, I'm not at a special. He gets 3 heals on. I don't have enough buffs now to put 3 armor breaks on him. So he's got his own healing, he's got the N.E.W.N healing, and he's back up to 35%. And I don't have enough buffs that I can throw a special consistently and put 3 debuffs on him. Weird interaction with the N.E.W.N, you know, at 3 buffs, I should be immune to the nullify. But, you know, I don't know what happened there at the beginning. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's intended. Just made the end of that fight a little bit more interesting. And of course, because it went a little bit longer, I end up having to heal up a little bit. But, you know, once again, full attack bonus. Now we're going to move ahead to my last fight, which is going to be M.O.D.O.K on a Hazard Shift Mini. Really a great fight here for Angela. It's kind of all set up for, you know, she can't be auto-blocked, so that eliminates, you know, that annoying mechanic for M.O.D.O.K. I don't have to worry about the hazard shift and the debuffs. Really the only thing I have to worry about is getting hit by a special one, or just taking combo to the face. And so I'm going to throw on an invulnerability boost. I'm going to heal up to full, just in case I miss a dex on a special one or anything like that. And really, as you saw there, the plan is to win the fight. Doesn't start off very well. I got hit by the tail end of that heavy, trying to go in and attack. But, what you'll see is really that's the only mistake I make in this fight. This is probably the cleanest M.O.D.O.K fight I have ever had. It's nice that, with Angela, I don't have to worry about the auto block, so I can just kind of hit into him. And then it's bait special ones, dex out of his special one, and not let it hit you. So, really, really happy with the way this fight went. This war was very, very close. It was close all along. For a large part of it, they had a 1-kill advantage. When I took this fight, I believe we were tied, so I knew I had to be clean, so I boosted as big as I could possibly boost. My focus and my attention was solely on this fight. Nothing, couldn't allow myself to have any distractions. And you can see here, I'm at 92%. He's at 19. Even with his heal reversal on the special one, it's not doing anything. I was hoping that special would finish him off, but we're going to bait one more special one, finish him off with an 18k medium, and that's going to wrap up my war. We did go on to win this one by 1. We had 5 deaths, they had 6, which is great. So here at this point in the season, I am sitting at 55 kills, still just 2 deaths, and for Loki is 9 and 2. So one more war coming up, and we'll see you in that one.